Hello ladies, gentlemen, and those that don't identify themselves in that binary. I'm the Ski, and welcome to my Pokémon Shield Nuzlocke. After defeating Hop, we press on across the bridge, picking up items as we go. This is a last stretch towards Hulbury, where we'll be facing Nessa, the gym leader. So we pushed on. As you can see, there's occasionally items there that you can just pick up, and rather nicely, an Eldegoss just floating like proper dandelion seeds. That's a really nice touch. So there's an item, obviously, as we can only use found items. Pick that up. Unfortunately, X special attack. Can't use it in any trainer battles, so that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, we come across this Pokemon breeder, Denise. Denise sends out Cherubi, and we've got Mrs. Snowy up front. This should be alright. Cherubi's grass type and Mrs. Snowy is ice type. This is good all round for us. So Ice Shard first to see the sort of damage we do early on, and it's quite a lot. So Leafage comes back, not a problem for us, doing all of 7 points of damage. So Ice Shard again just takes out that Cherubi, except the potion is used, so we're going to have to either crit with the Ice Shard or hopefully take it all out in one go. And Ice Shard just does it. It's really nice to have an ice Pokemon this early in the game, and it's one of the real advantages of the wild area. The problem with the wild area though is that it does mean we have this ice type early in the game when you normally wouldn't. But swings and roundabouts, it's part of the game design, and I think it works quite nicely, especially for a Nuzlocke, so you're not just limited to everything that you can find in the area. Then out comes a Woobat. Woobat, being a flying type, can take an Ice Shard and take a lot of damage, and again it looks like a 2 Ice Shard sort of attack should do it. Mrs. Snowy takes a critical hit, but survives, and Ice Shard, with its priority, takes out the Woobat nice and easily. Shows the efficacy of having that ice type move, and while Mrs. Snowy isn't, a top tier stat Pokemon, it's definitely getting the mileage, and it's the sort of Pokemon you don't often get to play with, because if you're playing normally you want sort of better Pokemon, but with a Nuzlocke this is what we've got to use, and you find ways of using your less commonly used Pokemon. See a woman coming towards us holding a Pokeball, so clearly ready for a challenge. So we've got some healing items. Why not use them on Mrs. Snowy at this point rather than rushing all the way back to Turffield to heal? So go into battle. Here we are, there's a person using Pokemon to do their job. Office worker Gabrielle here, fair enough. Pokemon do lots of things in this world. I don't think anyone's going to mind having Pokemon do your job. And it's a Croagunk. Not sure what it will do in an office setting, but, each to their own. We've got Mrs. Snowy, so first things first, decide what we want to do. Powder Snow. See if we can get that freeze off. About between a quarter and a third hits, and we're taunted, so we can't double team. Not a massive problem, we're going to be Powder Snowing, we outspeed anyway, so there's no need to Ice Shard, so why not try and get that freeze percentage. Poison Sting comes back, does a bit of damage, and Mrs. Snowy is poisoned. Not a fan of poison, we haven't picked up any antidotes, we do have berries, should we need them. Yep, Mrs. Snowy, Powder Snow, take out the Croagunk. I've always thought Croagunk or Krogunk. I know neither sounds about right for me, they don't sound like frog noises, but I guess it's croak and gunk mixed. Nevertheless, we've defeated this Pokemon trainer and we can head towards Hulbury. So we head off into Hulbury, and you can see right there we've got a cutscene. Bede over there, standing there, and you get to see a bit of the town. You can see the marina, the lighthouse, and this is the coastal city of the Galar region. We arrive, and we already know that Mrs. Snowy is poisoned. We've had a couple of battles, so nip into the Pokemon Centre quickly, heal up. Have a quick chat with everyone in the Pokémon Centre. No, it's quite nice to hear about Chairman Rose, because Shockingly, we're about to meet them properly. But heal up, see our team coming in here. So we're going to need to make some decisions about who we're going to be taking to fight Nessa, who will be using 3 Pokemon for the gym challenge. We get reminded again that we can go to Wedgehurst Station and find the Galar Slowpoke for the Isle of Armor. So here is lots of question marks. It looks to be the personal assistant to the chairman, explaining that the chairman has to go now. But Rose is the sort of person who's more than happy to spend time with fans. Sounds like a really great guy, exactly the sort of person we want to be hanging out with. Her name's Oleana, and she's trying to keep the chairman on track. As with every celebrity, I suppose, they want to spend time with fans, but they do need to be kept on task, and he's clearly one of these flighty types that needs to be. He and Bede have a chat, talking about, how Bede has been endorsed by the chairman. The chairman seems to have forgotten, which is pretty bad, but nevertheless, Bede, he's self-assured. We know that from meeting him before. And then we come and Rose meets us and tells us he has a good idea. He's a bit full of himself, but if you're the main business person of the whole region, I get it. And says if we can get a gym badge, we can have a meal together. Right, cool. I'll have a free meal. I like a meal. Then his assistant, Oleana here, turns around, says it's the seafood restaurant, win the gym badge and get there quickly. He's a busy man and times are wasting. After seeing the chairman, I went off to explore the town a bit, and then realised that I could do a spot of fishing and pick up a Pokemon from Hulbury itself. This time I reeled in my line too fast, but walked past another couple of fishing spots, and decided that after picking up these 5 netballs, it was the right time to try and catch my Pokemon from Hulbury. So Rod goes in, pulled out a Pokemon, and got Arrokuda. Arrokuda is the basic fish of the Galar region, like sort of Goldeen was from Gen 1. So we've got Mrs. Snowy to begin with, and we're going to start with a nice easy Powder Snow, see if we can get the freeze off to make it catchable. Its first move was to raise its speed, which I like raising speed. Getting the first hit in on subsequent turns is always nice. And we discover that Powder Snow is not very effective against it. I mean, it's water type, so we weren't expecting it to be, but that's always a problem. I mean, yes, not very effective is good when you're trying to catch something because you're less likely to knock it out, but it does mean that you might overcommit and hit too many times, and that would knock it out. It's a bit of a balance, but knowing that the Arrokuda's not doing much damage to us, even with its multiple attacks, we're probably safe to keep going and then try and catch it with one of those netballs that we just picked up. Netballs are extra effective against water types, and this is definitively a water type, despite the background being grass for the battle. Interesting that. I'd have thought there'd be a bit more of a dynamic cutscene as to what's in the background, but obviously not. Yeah, another Powder Snow off. Puts Arrokuda down to low hit points, and this is the point I thought, yeah, let's get a netball out, throw it, see if we can catch ourselves a Pokemon from this area. Later on we'll go back to some of the other areas and pick up Pokemon where we couldn't get them, like Turfield for instance. But we catch the Arrokuda. At this point, gain some XP, nothing of particular note. Fried gains a level up. It's not quite at the level where it will become a Vespa Queen, but she'll get there. She'll get there soon. And then we need to nickname our Arrokuda. So I was having a think about this. This is the Rush Pokemon. I mean, Rush, you've got a lot of choices. You've got the film, you've got bands. But Arrokuda, I mean, Barracuda is one of the sort of quintessential songs you hear. I think it's in lots of films, and that was done by Heart. So Arrokuda becomes Heart from now on. After that, we head off to find Nessa. So I've already gone through the town, picked up things, spoken to everyone on that sort of the side we were on with the chairman, but that's not really scintillating content, so I've taken that out for you. So we cycle over, and then immediately upon getting the bike, I spotted a shiny thing and had to run back. This is the problem with the bike. But 2 super potions, always going to be useful. And we run round the back of the lighthouse, discover there's nothing there. Then run to the other side of the lighthouse, where there is the TM for Electro Web. Now that would be really useful if MGMT was still around, because catching Pokemon in electric net doing damage and lowering speed seems exactly the sort of thing that would be good against a water-type gym leader. Unfortunately, none of our Pokemon can learn it, so we're going to have a real struggle when we go up against Nessa. And speaking of Nessa, one of the things we're going to be doing now is speaking to her. I had a quick look at my TMs, but nothing of use. So we head down to see the water-type gym leader looking out to sea. We say we're gym leaders. Yep, we've been endorsed by Leon, and we're Mr. Famous apparently. So we get Nessa's league card, and she tells us that we can go to the stadium and battle it out. So after that fine conversation, I had to head back towards the gym, ready for the battle. I'd previously done a little bit of grinding just to get us up to the right level, but it was time to look at the Pokemon and decide what we were going to take to fight. So we've got Korax. Obviously, Korax being our starter, we're taking Korax to the fight. There was no point bringing Aracuda or Mrs. Snowy, or in fact Barkley, because they're all not going to be effective against the water-type Pokemon. I decided that taking Fried out wouldn't be that effective, as Molder is a bug type and Korax is flying, so I don't need to. And that number 5 will probably be more useful than Rupert, because it's got a move that can heal itself, it's got a Tract which will be useful to not get attacked by things. So these 3 are the ones we're taking into the gym challenge. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like and subscribe. I've been the Ski, and as always, I hope you have a lovely day.